everyone.
Today I'm going to talk about language learning strategy and personality variables, focusing on extroversion and introversion. I'm today's presenter, Eddie, and my instructor is Dr. Teresa Xu. Here is the citation. The author is Wakamoto, and the journal article is from IRNL, International Review of Applied Linguistics in Language Teaching. And table of contents, including introduction, literature review, methodology, results and discussion, and the last one, conclusion. First, introduction. In Japan, where English is learned as a foreign language with large classes of 40 students and only one teacher's help, it is quite difficult for teachers to take learners' individual factors or learning strategies into consideration. The purpose of this study is to determine differences in strategy used between extroverted learners and introverted learners. That is to identify the LLS, which stands for Language Learning Strategies, most typically used by extroverts and introverts. And literature review. Wakamoto mentioned that extroversion or introversion is a widely acknowledged concept, and it seems that one can judge whether one's own personality is introverted or extroverted. According to Sakano, extroversion and introversion coexist in every person, but in a different ratio, and people are judged relatively extroverted or introverted. In Herman and Oxford study, they found that extroverts prefer functional practice strategies and social strategies. On the other hand, introverts prefer learning alone best, avoiding social contact and surprise, and thus their strategies clearly contrast with those of extroverts. This is the explanation of functional practice strategies and social strategies. Functional practice strategies means students who prefer to seek practice opportunities outside class. And social strategies means the students who prefer to cooperate with others or asking for clarification. And the third part, methodology. It is a quantitative study, and the participants were 222 junior college students. The research site is in Japan, and the time is from April 19th to 25th.
Just 1 week.
Okay. And the instruments were MBTI Myers-Briggs Type Indicator and SILL, Strategy Inventory for Language Learning. And this is the example of MBTI questionnaire. First, do you prefer to know the schedule in advance? Second, do you prefer to leave on schedule or without schedule? And the example of SILL questionnaire. I ask English speakers to correct me when I talk. I practice English with other students. And 5-point Likert scale is adopted in this questionnaire, from never or almost never true of me to always or almost true of me. Okay. Results and discussion. Table 1, descriptive statistic of MBTI. There are more extroverts than introverts as far as the informants in this study are concerned. And table 2, factor analysis for SILL. The data of SILL consisting of 50 question items were analyzed into 6 factors. And 13 items are loaded on factor 1. And these can be labeled functional practice strategies. And factor 2, 12 items are loaded on. These can be labeled strategies for maintaining communication. And factor 3, 9 items, metacognitive strategies. Factor 4, 8 items, memory strategies. Factor 5, 6 items, social affective strategies. And factor 6, 2 items are consistent, and they can be labeled general study strategies. And in the table of Pearson's correlation coefficients between extroversion, introversion, and 6 factors, you can see that factor 1 and factor 5 have a positive significant correlation with extroversion, and no significant correlation was found with introversion. And again, factor 1 is categorized into functional practice strategies, and factor 5 is categorized into social affective strategies. And table 4 shows that extroverts are using factor 1 and factor 5 strategies significantly more than introverts. In the last table, we also found great variance of subjects from very introverted to very extroverted.
No, to go back. We need to take a look. Okay. So say it one more time. Say it one more time. Explain the table one more time.
We also found great variance of subjects from very introverted to very extroverted.
So what does that mean?
It means
So how many questions here?
8.
8 questions. And the author, the researcher, finding about what? In your own words, you can explain in your own words. For example,
For example, 47, I practice with other students. Maybe the extroverts, they will have got higher scores, and the introvert, they will get the less score.
How come? Because
Their personality.
yes, so the extroverted students that prefer to talk to, maybe they prefer to interact with others. Maybe that's the reason why we can explain the variance in this item, right? Others, they prefer to cooperate with others. And explain one more item. You explained it well. So one more.
14.
14. Okay.
48. I
48.
asked for help from English speakers. The extroverts may ask for help, but maybe introverts, they would not ask for help.
Okay. So that's a T-test. The one you see is see if there's any significant difference between these two groups. And then one other result here. Okay, 8 items. Okay, keep going.
And discussions. First, we could see the range in the variance of learners' extroversion and introversion. And second, we could see the significantly correlated LLS for extroverts, which are labeled functional practice strategies and social affective strategies. And third, with regard to introverts, we could see no preferred LLS. However, this might have been caused by the data collection method. The last part, conclusion. We could see some implications for teaching. Ideas for strategy training and ideas for creating a low-risk climate in the classroom using various modes of learning. In this study, 222 Japanese students majored in English were presumably high motivation to learn English. However, the results will be totally different if the students are in other fields instead of English major. Thank you for listening.
Wow.